Hi Luke. Alright, I'm gonna do this one rather quick and dirty because frankly you kind of made me regret a little bit that I put so much work into my previous videos because I don't know, doesn't seem to be worth it to you to really go through my very long videos and at least make notes of the very specific questions I asked you because you gave me zero answers to any of the questions in my videos and you didn't respond to any of the other points I made. Basically, what you did again, you talked about the Venus project after I spent about 10 minutes explaining that I'm not talking about the Venus project ever. You went ahead and again, I don't know, explain to me how money originally came into existence, which, okay, I got it now, really, I got it. Can we move on to some more important points? Um, and then you brought that really ridiculous point, or I don't know, comparison of your Lukeville with an RBE and made it sound like those are both like equally unrealistic, which simply isn't true. No one's ever talking about a utopia here. We're just talking about an economic system that simply doesn't say, well, that thing belongs to that person, which is something just made up by people, which has no relation to anything in reality, because things simply don't belong to anyone. How can they? When you die, you lose everything anyway, so what good is it to come up to invent basically this concept of this belongs to that guy, this piece of land belongs to a person? What does that even mean? All it does is limit some people from getting the basic necessities of life, while others basically own like 90% of the world, which is simply a bullshit system. And again, you keep talking about this point, which you seem to see that I talk about the current system and you talk about something completely different, your free market, your great free market. And until now, you simply haven't said a single word about how this free market that you talk about actually works. How does it work? I asked you in the previous video, I think I asked you in the previous 2 videos to please explain how does that free market that you talk about work. Please don't tell me again about some guy who wants beef and some other guy who makes shoes, because otherwise I'm really gonna have to stop communicating with you. I want to know today, in today's world, how does this free market that you keep talking about work? You ignored all of the points in my previous video, but one of the points you ignored was I made this example. Does your free market maybe work like that and that? Please go back if you don't remember what I was talking about. So does it maybe work like this digital money that is created at the spot wherever people need it? That was one of my specific questions. The other one that I've pretty much asked you in every video that I've made so far in this communication, maybe you could be so kind to finally answer this one. Here it goes, once more. This monetary system that you keep talking about, this monetary system that you think works so great, how specifically does that monetary system not create the problems of cyclical consumption, which means people always have to keep consuming and consuming, new stuff needs to be produced all the time. It's basically bad for the market when something lasts long, because then obviously the company that produced that product will sell no more of that product in the future. This cyclical consumption leads to the extreme using up of the Earth's resources, and to extreme amounts of trash and waste being produced, which again in turn cannot be recycled properly because, of course, again, proper recycling costs money. No one can afford that. No one wants to afford that because then he loses his edge against the competition. How does your free market money system avoid that problem? Then, second question, how does your free market monetary system avoid the problem of technological unemployment, which is already going crazy in the world today? Look at unemployment rates. That is not just coincidence. That is because in the last few decades, automation and mechanization has basically gone through the roof. Every owner of a company logically tries to automate and replace as many human workers as they can by machines because it's cheaper, because it's more efficient, because it's more precise, everything. So if you want a free market that does not regulate anything, if I understood you correctly, you don't want regulation by some government or something, it's supposed to be free, then this would be even worse. No one would care anymore about replacing human workers by machines because there are no more rules at all that say, well, people should try to create jobs. Nothing of that would be there anymore. And even if it's just as bad as in today's system, it would be bad enough because already today, I mean, look at all the protests that are on the streets in this very second. I think you know why they're there, because they're out of a job, because they're unemployed, they don't have enough money to pay whatever they want to pay. And that is not a coincidence, and it's not because of some evil, bad politicians or corrupt politicians or something. It's because of this natural development of technological unemployment that is going on. That is a good thing, actually, that it's going on, because it helps us. Actually, it helps us to have to do less of the stressful and tedious and mundane works. It would be a good thing, but in a monetary system it isn't, because in a monetary system it's bad for people if they lose their jobs. So, again, to get back to my question, in your free market system that works, how do you avoid the problem of technological unemployment? Please answer me that for now. So then I'd like to say one more point about how you keep like basically making fun of this idea of me and the people who support a resource-based economy, that there's gonna be this change in values. You called it like a change of heart, which I don't support this term. It's not a change of heart, it's just simply information and education. And the simply the pressure of society, the pressure of the, like I said just before, the technological unemployment and all the other things that are spiraling down in this monetary system at the moment, like oil prices getting higher and the environment getting worse and everything. So all of that pressure and together with the rising education level of the people is just at some point hopefully gonna lead to enough people wanting a system like a resource-based economy, and if and when that happens, then we can have a resource-based economy. That's basically all I'm saying. I'm not making any predictions that this will happen. I'm just saying that's the only way it can happen, because a resource-based economy, like your free market, is supposed to be a voluntary system. Also, a resource-based economy is a system based on cooperation. Now, add one and one together, you have a voluntary system based on cooperation. That means it can only work if enough people decide voluntarily that they want to cooperate. Makes sense, doesn't it? So just like your free market, you will also need a change of heart, as you call it, or a change of values, because you too say you want a voluntary system. You don't want to force people into your free market, do you? So why aren't we having your free market right now, and why do you think we're going to have it in the future? What is between now and in this future when you think people are going to decide for a free market? Obviously, there's going to be a change of values, a change of heart, a change of information and education. So you don't really need to paint it like, ooh, RBE is such a crazy idea because they talk about a change of values. You need that change of values just the same for your free market, because otherwise you'd already have your free market right now. And you say you don't want to force people to your free market, so obviously what you need between now and then is a change of values. So there's really no difference there, and you really don't need to make fun of the resource-based economy idea, because, well, you need exactly the same for your idea to become a reality. Alright, and my last point for this video now, I was really hoping for and expecting a response from you to this argument I brought up in my previous video, which was that you seem to be afraid that in a resource-based economy you can't have any slaves anymore, basically. So you can't make anyone do things they don't want to do for you, because no one is gonna be dependent on earning money anymore, so they won't need to give you a back rub if they don't want to. And I would really like to hear a response from you to that. So I'm looking forward to that, and hear you later.